Hey guys, welcome to week 8 as I relearn the guitar and go from an intermediate player to an advanced. So right now, living in Florida, we have Hurricane Isaias pretty much right on us right now. It's not too bad right now, but I figured with there being a hurricane going on and I can't really go out anyway, or at least it's not safe to do so, I figured what better time than to learn Neon by John Mayer, which is a song that I've always wanted to learn, but a song that has honestly just like scared the crap out of me to learn because there's so much going on. So I started learning it yesterday. So let's take a listen and see how it sounds. Okay, so let's try that a little bit faster. I probably should have a metronome. All right, let's try a little bit faster. All right, so there you go. So that's what I can do with that. It is super hard. Like, Mr. John Mayer definitely, the fact that, one, he can play that, but two, the fact that he wrote that, because my brain doesn't even think like that when it comes to forming melodies and just rhythms like that, and there's so much going on there, and I haven't even really scratched the surface with learning it. He usually uses like a slap thumb technique, and I'm just doing a thumb picking version of it, and that's just because there's so much going on. Like I can't incorporate everything all at once, so I'm just taking it step by step. But so far, I'm actually kind of liking the progress. I didn't think I would get this far so fast, so I'm looking forward to continuing with that, and I will definitely give an update for this song. All right, so now let's dive into some improv and check some of that out. Okay, so there's some improv for you. Again, on the improv front, things are getting easier as far as like shifting in between the different patterns of the pentatonic scale, but my melody just, I'm not jiving with the melodies that I create. I feel like when I improv, I'm almost improving in the sense that I'm creating more of like what a vocal track would do. And so I'm basically creating vocal lead patterns on a guitar, which like isn't bad, but it does sound maybe like it wasn't made for guitar. I don't know how to describe it. Now granted, I can't do like crazy string bends on an acoustic anyway. I do have an electric, but just for simplicity I use an acoustic. But there's just sort of this element of actual guitar improv that I feel like I'm missing. And I'm not going to blame the guitar, but I do feel like I approach writing improv from like what a vocal track would do versus what a pure acoustic or even just regular guitar solo improv would be. So I still am looking to other people and kind of watching how they solo. I've tried learning chops on their own and licks and things of that nature, but, and I think I've even said this in prior videos, that's cool and all, but it's hard to incorporate those licks and chops if you don't understand how they sit in the mix, versus if I just learn an entire solo, I can sort of pick up different licks and chops in that, and I know how it's being used so that I can, when I make my own solos, I can sort of know how it sits in the mix better. Maybe sitting in the mix probably isn't the right word, but I guess the overall context is better understood. So that's something that I'm working on. And then as far as technique, I changed one of the exercises. So I stopped doing the spider exercise and I replaced it with an exercise that is, I don't think it has a name, but I learned it off of Paul David's guitar channel on YouTube. And it just sounds more melodic than the spider exercise. So it was just getting very annoying to play. And this one still works on string skipping, so it achieves kind of a similar purpose. So let's check out the technique. Okay, let's kick things off with the efficient chromatic scale, and we're just gonna dive right into 140 beats per minute. Oh God, it's always the first time. Okay, and let's go to 160. I don't usually jump up this fast, but let's just roll with it. I think that first one was actually fairly clean. Okay, and then let's do 165. Oh, this is hard. Whew, I can feel my jaw clenching. All right, let's go to 170. That was actually pretty clean. 175. Geez, I feel like I'm getting better as I go. Not really, it's actually getting very hard. Okay, 180. That turned into a train wreck. Okay, so we're going to call that 175. All right, so the new one, actually I haven't practiced this much, so we'll see how this goes. So it sounds, if I remember correctly, kind of like... Ah, fudge. There we go. Oh, okay. I started on the wrong note. That's why it just was downhill. Okay, so it sounds like this. Something's still not right. All right, let's do it with a metronome. There we go. Ah, now I'm finding it. It's kind of a strange rhythm. Let's go to 130. I'm just doing eighth notes. There we go. 140. There we go. 150. This is hard. There we go. Probably gonna do 5 BPM jumps, 155. Okay, 160. All right, let's just do 170. I need to find my breaking point. Okay, so it's probably like 160, 165. Really strange fingerings that I'm just not really used to. And so my index finger, even as I'm speaking right now, is not feeling great. And so I have to be careful because I know if I keep stressing it too much, there will be a potential tendinitis in the future. So I'm definitely having to space out my practice sessions so that I don't get something like that. And I would say the other thing, like I said before, transitioning in between patterns of the pentatonic is getting easier, but still finding like good melodies that sound more improv-y versus just like vocal lines is definitely something that is challenging for me and something that I'm trying to work on. I'd say the other thing that I've been battling this week is just overall motivation. And that's partly why I changed one of the technique exercises, because I gotta be honest, I was just getting sick and tired of doing the same shit like over and over again. I was just doing the same exercises, and I mean, don't get me wrong, like I was seeing improvement with them, but it gets boring. And so that's where I decided to just learn something new. And so I went and I saw like a few technique exercises, and some of them I didn't really like that much. And the one that I learned off of Paul David's channel was really cool in that, like I said, it basically achieved the same end as that spider exercise I was working on, but it sounded more melodic, and it is sort of a different picking pattern than I'm used to. So it sort of trains that motor control aspect, which is really helpful. All right, and I think that's pretty much it for this week. All right, so I hope you've enjoyed this episode of relearning the guitar. If you have any comments on how I can make this better, drop a comment below. And if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you loved it, subscribe for more content from me. And until next time, guys, I will see you in the next video.